Hello. So, this is our next match of the Pieds run in the Tiki League. Now, unfortunately, something weird was going on when I played this game. So we're going to be watching the replay, and I will, go over it. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. It was laggy as anything, and I still haven't worked out why. But yeah, we're against Khemri. Let's see. Oops, that's not the right button. They have a pretty decent team here. 3 really good Tomb Guardians. This thrower is real nice. His movement bust, but the agi is obviously huge, and then blowage, fend, kick off, return, like really good skills there. His other thrower is pretty nice as well, with leader, wrestle, dodge, guard, which I actually hadn't noticed. Then obviously a great blitz thrower here. I kind of wonder whether arguably they should have gone piling on rather than frenzy, but not frenzy, rather than juggernaut, but he does have frenzy, so I can kind of see it. But in fairness, I think he did mention that his other blitzer had been killed maybe recently, as you can see, so he might have had that as well, in which case it makes more sense to go for the, it's more of a tactical choice to go for that. So that's kind of what we've got going on. Then a kind of unusual skeleton strip ball tackle. We've got our regular team, obviously. So here we go. Kicked to us, which honestly I think is probably not a bad idea. Because I think as elves you're generally used to kind of getting bashed first, so you actually get used to how to play under those conditions. Whereas you're not used to trying to do what we're doing here. Trying to find a way to like stall out first 8 turns. I struggle with it anyway, so it's a good idea against me. And you can see I disengaged for the most part. I sent that one guy around just to, put up something of a threat. But I think other than that, everything just stays where it is. I don't even blitz because there's not really a solid blitz without exposing ourselves, which I don't want to do. I can't even really blitz this guy because he's surrounded by guards, so it's pretty nice defensive setup here. So yeah, just going for that. Surrounding our guy just to make sure we don't do an early score. I was never going to, but I think you still, mark it up in case. And this is where Khemri is difficult. Like, they can afford to just mark up your front line, which makes sitting back on them really tricky. Send another guy around, because I'm kind of feeling like I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. And I think we try and take the hit on the skeleton, see if we can get some removal going. It's like AV7, we got Mighty Blow. We do, which is nice. Skip. And I push through here, because I do... Here's my reasoning. The thing with Khemri is that they can get into a situation where their Tomb Guardians spread out across the field, and then I've found with elves that it can be very hard to press through that, because they are pretty good at chasing you down as well if you make it past them. So, because, they've got a lot of movement, 5 and 6. So yeah, I just figured, well, let's mix things up here. I put like a central core in here to try and help block off our Mighty Blow from his tackler. But then I put the ball over here, and the theory was, well, now he's got 2 things to think about. Is he just going to let the ball go up the line, or is he going to try and deal with this middle pocket? And it's kind of split his team a little bit as well. So that was kind of my thinking. Get some Tomb Guardians in place first, which I like. It's pretty sensible. Now, this was really unfortunate, I think. I was not bargaining on this guy getting knocked over, which let his tackler through here. We got lucky that we didn't get injured. But it was a, yeah, getting powered on that first one, I really had hoped wasn't going to happen. And I was, my theory was that, well, this guy will be up for this turn and will be able to get some ability. Whereas now he's trapped these guys in pretty well. So that makes things a bit rough. But arguably I shouldn't have been relying on that guy to, you know, putting all my eggs on that guy staying up anyway. So I decided to push down the flank a bit more. Because the pressure is telling. I would have really liked to knock that guy over first time so we didn't have to spend the extra movement and push him back towards where we want to go. Put in a GFI there because I realized that I wanted the ball carrier to come through and I didn't want him to have to roll a GFI. So he's effectively cordoned off now. There's this guy, but like it's not a high probability knockdown, right? So we've got the ball safe. We can score if we need to. That's kind of my theory. Get that guy out, which really helps solidify. And then we get tackled there. I'd be surprised if I reroll that. Yeah, I don't. Not off a tackle. So we're through. Don't really like the situation we're in here. We've got too many of our good players like away from the ball. And his team isn't, it's not like we've really got away from his team. Let's see what he does here. So he's just sort of encouraging. I think there's an acceptance on his part that if we want, we can score. He sets this up nicely so that he gets 2 dice into 2 dice. That's good play. Because that could, you know, somebody could easily make a mess of that. We'll lose the witch. So that's further sort of me kicking myself. I think he's just trying to put on enough pressure. He wants us to score, because if we score this early, that's great for him, honestly. And it leaves me thinking, well, do I just have to go in here? Or can I try and, you know, stall this out somehow, because I really want to stall it out. This is kind of way too early to go in. It'd be a, from my perspective, this would be an easy score for him, easy counter score, because he'd have 5 turns left to go. So, you can probably, I don't know if you can tell yet, but I plan here. I think I messed this turn up a lot actually, because I was planning to make my way back, but I ended up having to roll a 1 dice there to do it, and then I had some scheme about surfing this guy, and it just didn't. I don't know what happened. I think if I was gonna do it, the witch would have had to go there, but there's so much guard here anyway. I should have just not even tried to do that. So I panic run this guy out here, bring the witch around to hopefully support if I can. Do a terrible blitz here, which I have to re-roll. I do get power on it. This is not good. But I want to tag this guy. So we've at least got the 2 guys that are close tagged. But yeah, that was not a good turn. And again, like, my players, my key players are just not where they need to be. And I hate that. So I think we're going to see a 3 dice here. He gets another power, which is bad. Gets stun, which is extra bad, because this is our utility guy. He's kind of our everything guy, which is not... You kind of want multiple players that can do that. Maybe split the agility and the mighty blow, but it just didn't make any sense. And maybe you can see what he's planning on here. Just needs a push there. He's opening up a gap for this guy to come through. Which is quite a bold move, honestly. But he does get the necessary... That being a push there, we'd be okay. If it wasn't a push, we get a KO and we're knocked down. It's a long run here. And it's a 1 dice, but it's a 1 dice with tackle. Drops in the reroll. Gets him and gets him down. Which is not what we want. But we do get lucky and don't get armor broken. And the ball is away from this guy. So in that sense, it looks pretty good. And he does block this guy, which moves him forward. We could have dodged out backwards anyway. So despite that being a really bad turn from our perspective, and a good turn from his perspective, we're not in a terrible position here unless something goes wrong. Like we got we got kind of relatively easy 2+ dodges to hit this guy and grab the ball. We of course don't knock him over, which makes other decisions here a bit more scary. Do grab the ball on the reroll and get to what you could not call safety, but is something. And then our 3+s weren't working the best. That guy being up here would have been clutch. And then we'd have done the witch after. If we'd got both of those guys, I think we'd have been looking good to stall it out a bit longer. He does a nice chain here, really nice chain, which I sort of set up by standing this guy up. So, it's my own fault. But it gets this guy into range to make a hit. Because at this stage, it's more of a case of he doesn't want to try and stall us out anymore, or, you know, not stall us out, the opposite, of try and force us to score, because it's kind of at the point now where it's going to be getting harder for him to score. He's at the point where he feels like he needs to stop the score, so he's going for tackles on the ball rather than just position. That kind of can change over the course of a half, depending on how things go. I think you should always be willing to adapt your plans to what the current situation is. Pops in the GFI to get guard on there, which is excellent. Makes a risky move there, but it is frenzy, and he does have tackle, so it's not too crazy. But had the next one been a push, I could have gone here, and he would have been not getting the angle he wanted. Whereas now he is able to come in from the bottom. I guess he probably could have come in over the top still. Get the push, which is nice. I'm surprised he... Oh, that's why. Strip ball. I wonder if he should have maybe re-rolled that anyway. Because strip would be nice if he had somebody else to do something, right? But... And he's got 2 re-rolls. So I think at this stage, it wouldn't have been a bad thing to re-roll for the... See if you get the armor breaks. If you get the armor break there, I mean, what are we doing then? We got a horrible time. I just bring this guy in to try and help keep these guys in position, and then I'm like, well, I pretty much have to score now, so we'll try and push him away. We actually pow him. And then just try and grab the ball and get in. Cross our fingers. So we managed that. Definitely not my best half, but got away with it. Now, can we... The downside is we have given him, what, 3 turns to score, which is very doable. So we kind of got away with our drive. But we are now down a player. An important one too, sidestep one. So it's definitely concerned that that was going to impact his return here. I'm going to make sure I'm actually recording. Yeah. Okay, I am recording. I'd hate to do all of this and just be talking to myself. Especially after starting to... I actually fully... The lag was so bad, and so... I couldn't work it out. Like, I even restarted the game and everything. At one point, I was like, hey, I'm just going to go and restart the game, and just in case that improves it. It did not improve it. I played the whole game on a horrible lag where everything was sort of... like... ghosting as I would as the camera moved. It was really unpleasant, actually, to sit through. But the thing is, once you've started a game, you can't get back to the settings in a way that lets you change them without losing the match. So it gets a little bit closer there. Gets a quick snap to get even closer. So that's not what I wanted to see. A blitz here would have been, honestly, game-winning, I think. Because that's such a great position. I mean, look what we could have got. We could have got the top of a cage here. This guy would go sit under the ball, agility 5, and then this guy would come in next to him. we just get as much over here as we could, and honestly, it would probably be game over. Would have been really unlucky for him, but didn't happen, sadly. But yeah, I tried to stream it. I stopped streaming instantly, and then just tried to record it. That didn't work, so I had to give up on give up on it the second time. Didn't even record it, so here we are doing this. Hopefully it's not too bad and it keeps the consistency of games played anyway. I just gotta hope it doesn't happen next time. The fact that it's working okay now is confusing. I kind of half thought I would do this and we'd struggle with the same thing. But I don't know. OBS is being weird. So he's getting in his hits. He's Khemri, so he's not going to try and put something in. I think there's an argument to try and maybe get something a little further down the pitch, because obviously Dark Elves are so good at screening. I mean, all elves are, but we got some sidestep here, we got some blodge. I mean, yeah, elf screening is very tasty. Now, I'm trying to remember why. I don't know why he blocked this. I guess he was trying to squash us in, maybe. So as to, then he moved forwards, which I was confused by, because it kind of gave us the option of the jump up blitz here, although it's not a great one, so I kind of dismissed it pretty fast, but I thought about it for a moment, like, but there was no, yeah, if we could have got our guard round, which I think we technically could have got our guard round to here with some GFIs, but I only had the one reroll left, and I was worried that if I went for it and failed it, we just let him go down free and easy. So in the end, I set it up so that we could chain this guy back, and basically just get as much distance between him and the end zone was my plan. So that's why we set up the chain instead. Got a chance at another chain here. Oh no, I don't think we do, because this guy's... I thought I was going to, and then I realized that we're strength 2, so I gave up on that. Does a nice counter chain to move that guy. Whether that gets him a whole lot, I don't know. I think I'd have been tempted here to bring this guy around for an assist. I was confused by this. I feel like... I was a bit sad by it when I realized he had Juggernaut there, but it still didn't work out. I don't know what he was trying to open here. I don't know if he thought he was going to be able to open us up. I don't see how he could have done. So I think the blitz should have been on the witch. It wouldn't have mattered because he didn't knock us over. But I'd have liked to have seen that. Unless he had somebody with wrestle over here. Yeah, he could have wrestled with this guy, I think. So like 2 dice. Get this guy that was at the back. Bring him to here maybe. Blitz wrestle with this guy. If it's a wrestle, obviously you go down, but at least you open up a path, because what happened was he lost the path as well. And we just did the same thing. We're just trying to maximize the pushback here. Actually, oh, I dropped in the reroll there. I think it was because I felt like I had a free reroll, essentially. Oh, we do, because he couldn't move. He's not in scoring position. So all we're doing here is trying to protect as many guys as we can. I think I do try and knock this guy over. I fail. So we just push him away. And we just make a little cluster. Because, you know, obviously the most dangerous thing here is getting hit by him. So I just try and make it so our key players are as protected as they can be. So we don't get fouled. And that's it. So we escape the first half. I think we definitely played dodgy on our for our part on our drive. I think I was very happy with classic injury there. I was very happy with how good old Khemri catch. How we played on the defense there, and maybe he could have been not gone after the witch. Maybe he felt like he wasn't going to break through anyway, and so better to go for attrition. I can only assume that's what he was thinking. But then it's his half. Unsurprisingly. But yeah, so I feel like... Is 1-0 a fair reflection of the first half? I think either probably 1-0 or 1-1. Or 0-0. Like, it could have... If we hadn't have got the ball picked up back here, like when I was doing some dodgy plays in the back, I mean, I think he'd have got it and protected it from us, but he'd have been very lucky to have escaped downfield with it. This was super annoying. Like, it's... If there's one thing you don't want Khemri to do, it's just get the ball. No problem. For some reason, it seems to happen every time. I'm sure Khemri players will argue that, but... There you go. So you can see where he's wanting to put his blitz in here. And I think at this stage we're just sort of thinking, well, we'll try and screen this off. And if we get the opportunity to jam the Agi 5 in for a cage dive at some point, we'll try it. That's what I'm thinking. And this really confused me. I don't know why this happened. Like, I guess Frenzy? Maybe he realized... That's probably what happened. Probably last second he realized that it was a Frenzy trap. And that he should have maybe moved somebody over here to help. So I definitely feel like he wanted to hit this guy. He doesn't need to worry about strip ball. So I do put this in for the hit here. Oh, okay. So I was trying to surf this guy, and I just made a total mess of... This guy needed to be here. If he'd been here, it would have been a totally reasonable... I'd have got the 2 dice, moved him here, the witch could have come up through the hole, blitzed him off, and I'd had an assist on both. But I messed it up entirely. Pull this guy back to protect, because I know this is going to be dodgy, and then do a 3+ dodge into a 2 dice, 1 dice. Where Juggernaut saves my life. So this was definitely a bad play. It was with the intention of a good play. I just, in the moment, my mind, like, seemed to lose what I was doing. I knew what I wanted to do, I just think it's one of those things where you're like, well, I shouldn't go all the way over there because I need to keep my team more centralized. But it's like, that one space would have meant I could come up through, which is what I was originally intending, so... Bad play, bad sort of... reconsider on my part. But we did get the surf, so I was quite happy at this point because we're basically even on players. Not even basically. We actually just are even on players. So I'm feeling a lot more confident. But Khemri are not easy to get into their cage, and you can see they're forming that up now. Especially with guard, what they got? 1, 2, 3 guard, 4 guard, 1, 2, 3, 4 guard. Some of them strength 5, so very tricky. And he's got them on the corners here, which is the main thing. Goes after a easy player. I really feel like piling on. In this match, I feel like piling on would have potentially served better. I think there's arguments for Jugs. But yeah, this is... The fact he gets so many hits in this turn, I mean, we don't get punished for it, but I don't like it. And then I figure, well, he actually moved his other guys away from the cage here, so now's the time to get in on this cage and try and make things awkward. So I stick 2 sidesteppers in here, neither of which is on tackle, so I feel pretty happy about that. That guy goes. So this is just the aggressive marking. I move this guy over here in the hopes that if he doesn't get... Like, well, it traps his tackle unless he's willing to use his tackle, or unless he gets a lucky... I mean, semi-lucky pair here. But if he doesn't, this guy could hold up 3 really important players, so... That was a sort of little gamble play here. But sometimes I'm willing to sacrifice something like that if it means we can make a mess. further up the pitch. And this is a very intimidating situation for him to get out of, right? So he just starts clearing stuff away, gets the power instantly, which I was really sad about. But didn't get armor broken, so not fully punished. That means he can get his guard in here, which suddenly means that when he makes these blocks, he's pushing away from the ball and getting powers as well, which isn't great. The witch does get to move up here, but the downside to that is that he's still got his blitz with his mean blitzer. I actually wondered if I should have gone to here. Yeah, I feel like I should have done, because it would have been really hard for him to get to us. So that was a mistake of where I went. It just felt like the right place, but I don't think it was. So now we're down a witch, which I'm not happy about, but like there's a bit of weakness here. Like there's a block we could make here, for instance, to get in. I mean, in the end, I tag these two up, realizing that there's no guard here and that I have edgy 5, and I swoop in. Get the instant power, which I'm quite happy with. That felt like a reward for the pressure from last turn. KO on the Agi guy is huge. Ball lands in what I would class as a little bit of an unlucky place. Maybe there was an argument for actually taking this guy through. I popped the guard there just to have something on the ball. I think I did think about that and just considered, well, it's a 3+ dodge. I think I'd already procced dodge as well, but I did have the reroll, so it was something we could have tried. Makes a blitz there, which surprises me, because I thought he'd want to blitz this guy. So as you can see, he's got, and the other surprising thing about that is that's the thrower, so he does not have a ball picker-upper here. I stay... Yeah. Oh yeah, I was going to say, I thought at the time, like, why didn't I sidestep onto it and then realize I don't have sidestep on that guy? Because I 100% would have sidestepped onto that if I had a choice. There is not what we were looking for, but again, we don't get armor broken, which is nice. So this definitely looks promising, right? And then we double one. That was one of those moments where everything looks like it's going to go well. I mean, you know, the ball is looking right for the picking up there. So the instant double one first thing of the turn was like a bit of a shock moment there. On the plus side, he doesn't power Agi 5, so there are still problems here. Guard does get walloped, as you'd expect. That's kind of what he does. Does have a free thrower now, but can he pick up the ball? Of course he can. It's Khemri, of course he can pick up the ball. Gets it to a sort of, I suppose you could argue, safe position. Well, I think you could also argue it's not that safe against elves. I'm trying to remember what my plan here was. It's funny that I can't remember it. Okay, I make a bit of a cheeky block there. I want to say that my plan here is to get around here and then hit this guy. So I think I dodge... Oh, I don't dodge off the witch. Okay, I thought my plan was... Did I blitz that turn? Maybe I just ran out of players to be able to do it with. Our two Mighty Blow guys are determined not to kill each other, it would seem. But yeah, this is looking a bit more... marginally safer. That helps. Time is... Where are we at time-wise? Okay, yeah, I'm getting used to Blood Bowl 3 with the time across the top. So turn 14. So time is a little bit on the short side. And I had these two guys here. This was kind of what I was banking on. Like, he doesn't have anywhere really to hide. So I think this is where I put the plan into play. Mark up the danger players. Get that guy there. So now we have a potential, putting the 2 dice to get the guard off the ball. So now, this is the, I was thinking it was last turn. Now we have the witch to come in and make the blitz. But she doesn't. And then the idea was this guy's edgy 5, he dodges out to grab the ball when it lands. So I think I would argue that was a little unfortunate. Between that and the double 1 a turn or 2 ago, really scuppered our hopes there. That one was less unfortunate because it was a Agi 3, but it was pretty bad. Take a little bit of attrition. Still had these 2 guys here though, and they are not to be messed with. No armor break is great for us. He's got 1 turn here, so if we can get the ball out, we can stop him scoring. That was pretty painful. I was kind of hoping that guy might be able to do something, but he needs to get this in a position where he can score next turn. He has a little think here. Moves out here. I think he should have stayed probably here. I don't know. Yeah, because with this guy coming down, whereas now we have a 3-2 to get the hit on him. With reroll in hand. And he actually said he realized that afterwards, that he gave us a good chance here. We get it. We roll that. I re-roll it because even though this guy could stay on there, he actually agreed about this. It felt like it was the right thing to do because even just tagging this guy, he's got enough guys here to get a 3 dice with tackle and avoid sidestep getting on the ball. So there was no like, oh, sidestep will hold us in here. He could have surrounded us and you know. I suppose the only argument is maybe I could have dodged some guys over to tag up some of the players here. Maybe that's a good argument, honestly. But, I mean, at the time, we sort of agreed it was the right thing to do. But honestly, thinking back now, I'm not 100%. Because this guy could have got over. This guy, I think, could have got, like, tagged somebody. I think the witch was unconscious. If the witch hadn't failed her armor as well, we'd have had a really good shot at knocking the ball loose, but wasn't to be. So 1-1. I think he did well to hold it in that position and just, you know, at some point against a team like ours, you have to just hold it in a position when things are like that and just hope that they fail some dodges. Because it's very hard to get safe there when we're tagging so much of his team. So we have 1 turn here to attempt get the ball in. My thought is, this is Tomb Guardians. We don't have it with, what, down 4 players? Like, I can't 1 turn this, was my feeling, against what he's going to put on the line. So, instead we just set up for the riot. But yeah, I mean, he got it in. I definitely felt there were chances for us in the second half, but I think it would only be fair to say that he had his chances in the first half, so a draw is probably a very reasonable result here. And not to throw spoilers out there, but it's going to be a draw. So yeah, it was a good game. He played it well. We both had little things I think we arguably could have done slightly better. And we probably both had a couple times where we're a bit unlucky with how things sort of panned out. We just take a hit on the Tomb Guardian, seeing as that's pretty much all we can reach. And then, you know, Vanity Pass time. No fouling, it didn't, you know. It's kind of a friendly league, which didn't really feel like I could foul. And there we go. Game over. So yeah, it's a good game though. It was a pity that I was lagging so hard the whole time. I'd love to blame some of my mistakes in the first half on how difficult it was to play, but that would probably be unfair. But yeah, there you go. I won't go on about it too much more because I had plenty of time to chat about what was happening as we were playing. So thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you for the next one. I think we're playing against the Nasty Orcs next time, so... And we're down our sidesteppy Juggernaut Witch, which is... I mean... It's not good. We really needed her, so... But hey, it'll give us some inducements, right? We'll see how that goes. I think we're 2-1-0. I don't know that we're going to remain in the win column, but every time I've played the Orcs, I've expected to lose and, you know, somehow scraped by. So, you'd imagine that'll come to an end at some point. We shall see. But yeah, have a good day. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye for now.